So I am doing a voiceover for this video because I just wanted to get this job done, this plant job done, and my boyfriend was home and I didn't want to have to make him be quiet, and I also wanted to talk to him, so I figured I'd try to do a voiceover for this. But if you can't tell, this is a Homalomena, and it is a Homalomena ruby, and it's variegated. So, and it has a very, I would say, a marbled variegation, and I don't see any sectoral variegation on it. Not that, I don't know, it might be possible for this to at some point get sectoral variegation, but it just is showing marbled at this time. And as you can see, as I am, I guess, loosening up the roots, what I am doing here is there are two baby plants that have shot up alongside the mother plant, if you can kind of see, but I will show a better view later. But I was wanting to separate these two, and I was also under the assumption that this would have corms, and I mean, it kind of looks like an alocasia, and alocasias have corms, so I think I just intuitively was like, oh, yep, it has corms, and I feel like I definitely saw someone selling variegated Homalomena corms. So I did do, after this, I basically, I didn't find any corms on this whatsoever, and I was very disappointed because, I don't know, gathering for corms is so satisfying, and I was sad not to find any, and also I felt like I could have probably I could have divided this plant possibly in a way that was maybe a little bit less stressful, but it's okay. You have to learn somehow, right? I did look up online, and I didn't see anywhere saying that Homalomenas do produce corms, but I also didn't see anywhere saying that they don't produce corms. So I don't know. If you know whether it produces corms or not, please educate me because I'm very curious. I'm imagining it doesn't because this was a pretty root-bound plant and it was producing two pups, so I would think if this plant does produce corms, I would have found at least one. But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening here, and I'll show you the results of it being divided, and I'll show you how I cut it up and how I ended up dividing it, actually, like after I got all of the roots loose is what I mean. And I have a little 2-week update for you as well. Baby?
Yeah.
Do you have a knife? That is sharp. I'm so sad I just cut off so many of those roots. I'm the worst. Oh my god, that thing went through it. So you can kind of see this guy is a little bit floppy, which, you know, is normal when you put your plant through the amount of stress I put this guy through. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys that the mother plant was not very sturdy, was a bit floppy. I am also looking at the amount of root that was on these two pups, and I'm thinking maybe I should cut off some of the bottom leaves because that way it can focus on making good roots. Alrighty, so here you can see this is the roots in the soil that part of it is roots that came out from me repotting, but really me digging through the soil didn't cause too much root loss. What was caused the main amount of root loss was when I took that really sharp knife and I was dividing the plant. The knife was so sharp it cut a lot of the root system off, but yeah. And here are the results right after repotting them. I'm super happy with how they came out. It could have been better, of course, but they look pretty happy. And I'm showing you close-ups of the variegation of the leaves right now, but as you can tell throughout the video, the rest of this video, you can kind of see all three of the plants are kind of floppy. The mother plant got a lot of her roots cut, and the babies don't have a strong enough root system yet to, I think, hold themselves up very well. So I think that's normal for now until they have enough time to get a better root system. I am gonna go ahead and show a little bit more of this video so you can get a better view of what they look like immediately after being divided. And right after this, I'm gonna show you a 2-week update. Alrighty, so here are the 3 plants. I'll start just with the largest. The plant leaves are pretty big. And it is ruby, so it does have pink variegation, and I think as the variegation as the leaf hardens off, it's kind of more of like this creamy color and not so pink. But when the new leaf emerges, I think that's when it is more pink. So you can kind of see, and you can see, come on, focus over here. You can see the stem. You can see the stem is much more pink than the rest of the plant. So yeah, again, this is the leaf. And moving on to the other 2. And I keep this guy in open air. He actually just sits right there. That's where he sits. That's where he lives. And I have a little humidifier over there, but I honestly don't really know that it does too much. But this is the other guy. And his leaves aren't too variegated, but they're good. But you can see he doesn't look too happy. His leaves are kind of like super flopped over. I don't think he really has a root system completely developed yet. He's kind of a little, like, I always am trying to stabilize him, and he'll stay upright for a little bit, but then he'll eventually flop over. And he's had this leaf, as you can see, it's bulging. It's been very slowly bulging out. It's taking its time, which I'm okay with. I think it's probably focusing on its roots and less on producing new leaves, which is good for now. And I haven't been able to see any roots. I haven't seen any roots yet on this guy. All right, moving on to the other one. I like this one better because it is more, I feel like it's more variegated, more splashy. And I feel like on this one you can see too, like it definitely has more of a pinky tone than maybe the others. Yeah, and this one's kind of the same. It's a little bit floppy. Doesn't want to stay upright, really. But does have this leaf. This leaf has been coming out for a while now too. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I am excited because I see a good patch of irrigation, at least on the back of the leaf there. I don't know what it's gonna look like on the front. This one does stay in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. I'm doing a little experiment of like one in the greenhouse cabinet, and I guess two that aren't. I mean, I could not fit that one in there, but this one isn't, this one is. And I think on this one too, and this one too, I haven't been able to see any roots as of yet either. So I haven't been able to see any roots on the sides, but they are still green. So they're still alive, so I'm not losing hope, but I don't really have too much of progress other than they're not dead. And leaves are emerging. I will say the big one, this leaf has been emerging much, much, much quicker than these little guys. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do the 2-week update, and then I'll do more updates on these guys in the future, but I will just upload the repot division and this, and any future updates will just be in different videos. But yeah.